Hi there, welcome to Galactic Insights. You're gonna love this episode because we have Daniel Stratton channeling for us the Arcturian Council. We find out what's it like to be Arcturian, plus we find out critical information about karma, grounding, and my favorite, hand mudras. So sit back and enjoy, and you'll find a lot of joy in this one too, so have a great time. So Daniel, tonight is you're gonna channel for me? Is that the agenda? Okay, this is what I've been really waiting for. First of all, thank you for, your help in this. I love talking to channel beings. It was my, I would probably not talk to humans on Earth and just talk to channel beings because I just get such enjoyment and the knowledge and the wisdom that comes through it is just on a different level. So I love it, and thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. Do you want to choose anybody?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I know of your very impressive menu of how you can channel all these different galactic beings from different councils. And first I want to say that is super impressive. That's like one of the most super impressive things
Thank you.
I first learned about you. Your range of different entities from different galaxies, I haven't seen anything like it. Well, with that being said, I know that I'm from 4 major galactic lineages, and I know one of them is Arcturian. And that's kind of what I have the inspiration, if you can call the Arcturian Council tonight. I just kind of have a feeling that I should talk to them tonight.
Yeah, gladly. Okay. Greetings. Well, the Arcturian Council. Oh, please. Good. With you. Hello.
Hi there.
It's wonderful to be here with you and to have this opportunity to chat.
Oh, I just want to start off by saying thank you, and that it's kind of a pleasure of mine and an honor of mine to be talking to you guys. So just know how much appreciation and gratitude I have for this opportunity.
Yes, it's our pleasure to speak with you.
Excellent. I've actually wrote down some questions, and just for my sake of organizing it, I'm going to break it down to like 2 sets. The first set of questions really deals with answering questions that will help humanity and mankind in general. And then I'm going to switch off to questions that will help me, the mind, body, spirit complex called Daryl In. So that's all right.
Yes.
That's how kind of structured this format.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. My first question along that lines is, can you tell me the general characteristics of Arcturians as opposed to other ET races and stuff? Is there a particular focus or characteristic that's predominantly within the Arcturian lineage that I should know about?
Yes. Those who come to our system for incarnations or non-physical experiences are looking for spiritual evolution, period. Now, each being may approach spiritual evolution in a different way, and there are many ways that it can be explored. Obviously, it can be explored through giving yourself lots of challenges. That typically isn't the way that a being will explore spiritual evolution in our star system, because it is a star system of peace. It is a star system of unity consciousness, and there's an emphasis on meditation, an emphasis on levitation, telekinesis, using the power of the mind, honing the abilities of the mind, and merging those abilities with the physical realm so that mind, body, and spirit are operating all as one, and to basically see how far a being can go within a physical structure if they are in physical form. And once in non-physical form, as we are, we consider ourselves to be spiritual teachers. We consider ourselves to be helping you to attain a level of spiritual mastery through honing your gifts and abilities, through working with your chakras, your thoughts, and your emotions. And we also are very interested in helping people just to live happier lives there on Earth, as we know that when you're living a happier life, you're able to aim higher in terms of your spiritual evolution. So we do come across them as teachers of metaphysics as well as spiritual teachers.
Excellent. I know that two of my primary spirit guides are Arcturian. Um, and um, and I kind of feel like in another dimension or density, I am also a part of, or that Arcturian Council or something like that. Can you comment on that? Is there a connection there?
Yes.
That does one sit on the council? Does one like hang around with people or meetings on the council? How's that kind of organized?
Well, we're non-physical, so it's a projection of consciousness of your soul that is a part of this grouping of individuated aspects of source that we are, that come together to create a collective consciousness. So there's a type of agreement that is in place between all of us in this council, this collective consciousness, that says we want to help, we want to be of service.
And am I in a certain way a part of that council?
Yes, your soul's consciousness is projected into our collective to participate in this. And it's why you have felt so attracted to the channel transmissions that are brought through Daniel here.
Makes sense. It makes sense. In this particular lifetime, I know that I have a very strong focus on helping humanity raise to the fourth density. Um, is that pretty much tied to my Arcturian lineage and tied to the Arcturian agenda of helping civilizations on different planets evolve to a higher density of consciousness?
Yes. Yes,
Right.
indeed.
Yeah. And and is that kind of why I just feel that is a predominant factor in my life right now? I mean, that's kind of like my
Yes.
focus of life.
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense. Okay. Um, as I am developing my consciousness to a higher level and to a point where I really do want to help humanity race into the fourth density, I am finding that I am also developing, for lack of a better term, psychic skills. I feel that I am developing claircognizant skills. Um, I'm channeling, although I kind of understand we all like channeling. We're always
Yes, yes.
channeling. So I understand that. Um, I'm also lately downloading codes from the universe and the earth via hand movements. So can you elaborate and give me some helpful hints of how to optimize this process of developing my gesso skills and speak about downloading hand movements or codes?
Well, yes, everything affects everything else. And so every movement, every word, every thought, every action taken,
Can you
it is contributing to the whole of the collective consciousness of which you are a part as an earthbound human being and a universal being. And as an earthbound human being, there are certain things you can do to make a difference. Some people are digging for water in Africa, other people are starting schools that teach people how to draw upon their psychic powers. There are all kinds of ways in which you can help humanity. It may not seem like much, but when your hands are moving in the precise ways that they are grounding in a specific energy that is carried out into the collective consciousness in the same way that sound is when Daniel hears toning, or light language is when someone is speaking light language. So, to allow those movements through you is to add that consciousness, the consciousness of those codes that you're creating to the collective of which you are a part, and therefore you're raising the overall vibration for humanity.
excellent? Uh, and like I said, I'm also developing other psychic skills. Like right now, when I watch Daniel on screen, I can actually see vibrations coming out of his skin.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I definitely been developing a sense of claircognizance where I just know answers just because I know it. um, can you elaborate on that, or can you verify that? I mean, I kind of feel it, but I mean, I guess I would like verification that it's not in my mind. But I know it's not because I'm claircognizant.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So the mind will receive something interpreted in a certain way, and the way you're interpreting it may then look like something that someone else has already said or written, something you've already learned, and you'll think, well, I'm just remembering what they have said, what they have written. But in fact, you are tapping in to the answer, to the knowledge that is needed in that moment. And you're deciphering it through the lens of what you know to be true already, what language you have to give it. And therefore, at times it may seem like, yes, you're just remembering something that you've heard before, knowing something that others have already shared, when in fact, you are receiving your own transmission of that same knowledge, that same information, and expressing it in your own way.
Yeah. Are there any advice you can give humanity for its members to quiet its mind so that it can listen to its inner self or get channeling from higher dimension beings? Obviously, what comes to my mind is meditation seems to be like the number one thing. Another thing that I get is have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have fun.
Yes.
Are there any other advice you can give people on Earth to quiet their mind and to tap into their inner selves and to tap into higher vibrating beings?
Well, most people do need to put down the devices, shut them off, leave them at home, go outside, connect with Mother Nature and Mother Earth, and yes, have fun, play, do the things that they would do without needing to document it for social media, without having it to be something that leads to something else where they will be feeling like they've accomplished something. Most people just need to know that the doing of whatever they're doing is enough, and the enjoyment of it is raising the consciousness, it's raising the vibration of the collective. So yes, meditation is wonderful, but if people can also just tune in to what they're being guided internally to do, then they can be actively doing something with their eyes open and still be in that type of higher vibrational mode that they can slip into through meditation as well.
Excellent. And I noticed that in your answer, you brought up the issue of grounding, which I actually been recently getting a lot of downloads that I need to do more of, and the benefits of. Can you speak to that?
Well, it's easy to forget about grounding because you spend so much time indoors and so much time with shoes on and so much time in your heads that it's easy to forget about Mother Earth and forget about the rest of your body unless you're using another part of your body for something that you need to do. But to just connect to your body and to connect to Mother Earth is so important because of all the downloads that are available, because of all the energies that are present, and because you don't know what you're feeling if you're not in your body. You don't know what's going on inside of you. You're not able to get as much from within if you're not present with your body to get it.
Excellent. On the issue of grounding and energy, I was talking to Daniel just before this, and we were talking about the solar flares. That's a form of energy that's coming in, and I feel like that's a form of knowledge and information also.
Yes.
What's the fine line of humans optimizing that? I mean, we are warned not to go out in the sun because, skin cancer and premature aging and stuff like that. So there's certain conditions of the body that we don't want to harm or burn our body. But there's an unknown benefit of the sun, such as downloading information that people on Earth don't really know. What's the fine balance of having our earthly body, but yet benefiting from the cosmic download of information through the solar flares and through that energy type?
Well, people do need to listen to their bodies as well, and their bodies will often tell them, you've had enough sun today, time to go inside again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's necessary to listen when your skin is getting burned or something like that, when you're feeling overheated and it's time to take a break from the sun. And so you get to have that balance and strike that balance. But yes, no one should be avoiding the sun altogether, but rather they need to face those fears of skin cancer, those fears of premature aging, so that they can fully benefit from the energies coming in from your sun, and to benefit also from the core energy, Mother Earth's core, and the vibration that it is giving off to help people to sustain their connection to Mother Earth and to benefit from the higher vibrations that are available to you all. So to do this in balance and to make sure you are hydrated, to make sure you are heart-centered and present, these are the things that will assist you in gaining so much more access, so many more of your abilities.
Is there something truly special and different and more right now happening with solar flares, with the energies that are arriving at Earth versus previous time periods? I kind of feel like because we're in this special time of the age of Aquarius, where we're getting humanity to hopefully raise to the fourth density, I kind of feel like the sun is participating in this way by downloading energy that it hasn't, or intensity that it hasn't in the past, to help and aid us in this process.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's a time of looking at what is it going to take to complete the shift in consciousness. And one of the things that will be necessary is full and open extraterrestrial contact for everyone. So that's a time that's being ushered in by these energies, these codes, these downloads, these activations, these upgrades, these attunements. Everything that you're getting is to help you to be able to acclimate to even higher frequency energies. And the ETs that are coming are going to be holding those higher frequencies that you're going to want to be able to stand in the presence of. You're going to want to be able to absorb what they're giving off. So, getting prepped.
Yeah. I'm totally knowledgeable about the ET presence and full worldwide disclosure that will happen if humanity raises the vibration enough to not have fear when they make a public disclosure. And I understand the probable timelines of that. My question has to deal with just in terms of my body. Do I need to be concerned about my body would not be in a frequency to accept an ET if it appeared before me? Because sometimes I've heard that an ET presence can be of higher vibration and sometimes clash with a human body if it's not in resonance with it. But I guess the ET would know that and not endanger any human body from contact if it knows that it's out of vibration with it.
Well, you can trust that you're also creating your reality with the help of your higher self, and your higher self's not going to let anything like that happen to you. But in addition to that, the initial contact experience for humanity that's coming in the next few years is with half human, half Zeta hybrids, and those Zetas are really just humans from another Earth.
Makes sense. So it wouldn't be what I fear of a clash of vibration, because it's perfectly timed with the perfect beings.
They'll be ushering in that time of greater contact with the Pleiadians and others who do have that difference in vibrational signature, but they're also able to calibrate their energies. They're also aware of what you can handle and what you can't handle, because they've been studying you all for so long.
Yeah. My gut feeling is that public disclosure is going to happen around beginning of 2026. Is that kind of the vibration that you're reading?
Somewhere in that year, yes.
Somewhere in that year. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of my gut feeling of where we're at. Excellent. Are there any other gifts of knowledge that you want to give humanity in terms of the ET visiting Earth and disclosing and that process?
Well, it's going to be a fun ride for all of you, and you can.
Well, I agree. I'm signing up for it. Yeah, I think it's a golden moment for a lot of different reasons. I think it's going to open the doors and make people imagine what they could not imagine before. It's going to usher in knowledge, new technology, and new way of looking at things that's just going to make humanity bloom. So I think it's probably the most pivotal thing in history of mankind that's going to rocket ship, to higher consciousness.
Indeed, and so now you know it's coming. You can prepare for it by visualizing, imagining the type of experience you want to have with the ETs that you will encounter.
Excellent, excellent. So that's a recommendation for myself and others who may listen to this tape in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. My next question is actually one that it's about me, in that I have a planned trip to the Great Pyramids where I'm going to accompany other people on Earth, and we're planning to, for lack of a better term, do some activations on the pyramid. And I think what we want to do is kind of move energy from the Earth ley line into the universe, and also draw down energy and use the pyramid as a structure to conduct energy and to help raise, it's all to help raise the consciousness of humanity.
Yes.
Can you comment on that? Is there anything any advice you can give me to how to prepare for that trip?
Well, you are preparing for it. You're preparing for it right now by talking about it. And every time you think about it, you're preparing for it.
Yeah.
As well, the work you're doing on yourself, all the knowledge and wisdom you're attaining through the various studies that you have engaged in, that's all helping you. And you can trust that you are going to feel inspired to be in the right places there, and in the right vibration as well, to do the work that is necessary and the work that you want to do.
Yeah, I also get the understanding that as long as I have fun and don't take it too seriously, I can actually tap into my inner self, and that will help guide me about what to do and how to be optimal and do what I can to help humanity.
Indeed.
Yes. Now we're moving more into the area of me as the mind-body-spirit complex called Daryl. So I have a very close affiliation with what we call on Earth as the channel collective being named Ra.
Yes.
I think Ra comes from the sixth density. It's a collective being in the sixth density. Can you verify and or elaborate on that?
Yes, we can. Ra is exactly who they say they are.
And I do have like a very, very close connection to them. The consciousness.
Yes, especially having been incarnate during their time spent in Egypt.
Yeah.
Having an aspect of your soul there right now, conversing with Ra, talking about how humanity can raise its consciousness. That's something that you took an interest in that lifetime, and you're still helping that version of yourself.
Gotcha. Yeah, I kind of knew that in this lifetime, always wanted to visit the Great Pyramids, and when this opportunity presented itself, it's like it just made sense for me to do whatever I can to be on this future trip to the Great Pyramids.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that so we talked a bit about this before, but I think that my vibratory signature sits on other different galactic councils in different densities and different dimensions, and
yes.
Do I have a common theme of my many incarnations on different galaxies and different dimensions? Is there a common theme, or do I just want to experience everything in a whole bunch of different ways? But do I have
both.
a
You want to experience everything, but you also want to bring souls together. The common theme is unity, it's connection. You're wanting to help people to see that there's so many opportunities, people and souls, physical, non-physical beings, to help everyone realize that there's so much more to be experienced when we all come together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That you seek out variety of experience because you appreciate the diversity throughout the universe and how it lends to the expansion of Source, how Source needed to create all of the various beings that it did for the possibilities for expansion to occur within what we're all sitting in right now.
Yeah. On this particular lifetime, I do have a theme of trying to counteract injustice. I do have a service to other theme that I want to help others, and I know in this human lifetime that is a theme of this lifetime. Do I also have
Yes.
that quality in other lifetimes, in other galaxies, in other incarnations?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have a balance too. You have a balance of being service to others, neutral, and service to self, so that you can explore all the different ways of being.
Yeah.
But with the ascension, obviously, there is an emphasis on service to others. And so in this lifetime, there's more of that emphasis, which then helps and counterbalances the service to self lifetimes.
That resonates with me. I've done some reading up about a planet in our solar system called Maldic that
Yes.
that basically blew itself up in a civil war.
Yes.
And
Yes.
was a great planet with great potential and great rise in density, but unfortunately it had like a civil war and blew itself up and caused the astro belt that's floating around here. I kind of got
Yes.
the feeling that I had one or many incarnations there. Is that accurate, or am
It's
I?
accurate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the first Earth in the solar system.
Yeah.
And very similar to this Earth, very similar trajectory as the Atlanteans, except in that case they were allowed to blow themselves up, whereas on Earth, in the time of Atlantis, you were not allowed to do so.
Yeah, I understand that. I actually read some books on that, and what you just said there completely makes sense to me. So I get what you're saying 100%.
Good.
Is my incarnation on Earth right now part of or tied into my Malik incarnation? Am I processing things now on Earth that I somewhat created in Malik, where I had that challenge or whatever, and now
they're feeding off of each other big time, because just like lifetimes on Atlantis and in Lemuria have done for all of you, there's an informing as to what not to do that's going on by your cross-connecting to the Maldekian lifetimes, and of course what you're living right now, as we said before, is contributing to the evolution of your consciousness there.
Yeah. I understand that through talking to the Arcturian Council and through other channel beings, that when I was born into this body that I have right now, that was actually my very first Earth incarnation. But then since then, I have now split my soul into have other incarnations on Earth for past and future lives, so to speak, even though we know there is no
Yes.
time and no past and future. So given that, do I now have incarnations in Lemuria or Atlantis and or Atlantis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of got that too. Okay, so we're in
But it's
for
your soul having those incarnations now, and you're cross-connecting to those incarnations as other aspects of your soul. So what you've been able to experience in this lifetime is the most important part of your experience. It's the most important thing for you to be looking at, and they are just helping to give you more experiences to draw from, just as you're helping them to recognize, hey, don't go down this path too far, because it's not going to go so well for you if you do, by learning your history.
Excellent. That kind of makes sense for me, and that actually answered one of my fears, which I actually knew wasn't real, was that I am being punished by karma and going back to Atlantis and Lemuria, but that's not the case. The reason why I did is because my soul wanted to experience that. There was no punishment of karma. It was just that my soul wanted to experience and expand through that experience of lifetime in Lemuria.
Exactly, and that's all karma is wanting to have different experiences, wanting to experience both sides of something. Wanting to have the experience that allows you to feel guilt and then release that guilt, wanting to have the experience that allows you to be a victim and then forgive that other person, so there is no punishment.
That completely makes sense. Well, like right now, I'm meeting a lot of wonderful people, and the people in my life right now really are kind of focused on spiritual development. They're really people that have this theme and interest in their life of developing spiritually and helping humanity. Would I be right in saying that if they're involved with my life, and particularly this aspect of my life, it probably means that they are also from a very high density, another galaxy, and have incarnated into Earth just like me in order to help humanity raise its density?
That's absolutely true.
That's kind of what I got and what I've been telling folks. So it completely makes sense. It just completely makes sense all around why that would be happening, and why I would be drawn to those people and those people be drawn to me, is that we have a common life plan of helping this goal of helping humanity raise to the fourth density.
Indeed.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, here's an interesting one. I am actually aging differently than what I see other people do. I'm actually aging slower, and even in some case, I'm kind of feeling like my cells are regenerating faster and in a different way. I actually think that this is part of my shift into a crystalline body that is transfer or going there because I'm transferring into the fourth density. And when you go into the fourth density, then new possibilities open up. And I think that the way my body is changing or aging or not aging is a part of a side effect or a benefit, if you want to call it that, of modifying my DNA and therefore modifying my body to just behave a little differently than other people's.
Yes, indeed.
Excellent. Okay. That's a good thing. Is there anything that I can do or people can do to optimize this transition of improving their DNA? I've been doing water. It's very important. Right now on Earth, well, as Daniel, all of us know, is that there's also a lot of activations going on from different channelers and different people with talents. They, for me personally, have been really, really I feel real beneficial. Are there other things that we can do on Earth, like activations, to help this process along, to optimize our transition of our body into a crystalline body into the fourth density?
It is through the work that you do on yourself. It is through lightening the load. It's through the thought work, the belief work, the emotional work that removes the stuck energies, the darkness, the blockages, the emotional trauma, as you change your non-physical self, your emotional, energetic self. You change your physical self. And the body must reflect the changes that are made on that level of consciousness, where someone's saying, you know what, I want a different experience of this. I want to go higher than I've been before with this. And I know that I can. I know that I can release more, clear more, activate more within myself that is positive, that feels good. And as you do that, your body does reflect it.
Yeah. What I tell myself and tell my other friends, that the most powerful thing you can do is just to have fun and to enjoy yourself.
Yes.
It's very simple, not too many people not do it, but it's the most powerful thing. It's just by being happy and enjoying yourself, that will raise your vibration, and everything else will fall in line with the higher vibration.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely feel and believe that. Okay, I'm gonna now shift into my life and see if you have any advice or recommendations for me, Daryl Ng. I actually have a category of 10 different life phases or areas that humans go through. So as I go through there, I would like to know if you have any recommendations for me, Daryl Ng, on this particular topic. So,
all right.
The first topic is my current physical health, of which we kind of a little bit talked about that, but do you have anything to add about that, about how to improve my current physical health for Daryl Ng?
Any addition of more green leafy vegetables will be serving you tremendously well.
Okay. And definitely water. I definitely know, or feel I should drink more water.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Is there more than a reason of humanity for us to cut out animals from or meat from our diet, or does it really not matter being a vegetarian or meat eater?
It matters in this sense. If you want to put the highest vibrational energies into your physical body, then you will eat a plant-based diet.
I have heard that before, and
you can eat meat, you can eat fish. There's no karma, you're not doing anything wrong. These animals knew that they were coming in to be used as food. They're not attached to those bodies anyway, but there's a certain amount of energy that's taken on, especially with farmed animals, farmed fish. There's a death process there that is encoded into the meat as well.
That makes sense. In fact, in my upcoming trip to the Great Pyramid, in order to do the group work that we're going to do there, the person who's organizing it is actually mandating or suggesting that we transition our diet into a plant-based diet.
Very good.
Yeah. For me personally,
that will help everyone vibrate higher.
Yeah. For my body right now, can I do that drastically, or do I need to ease into it? Because I've been eating meat for 62
you can
years.
Ease. Yes, you can ease into it, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So I should just find the comfort level that I have about going going into it, but not cutting it out drastically.
Right. You show yourself, oh, I didn't miss having more meat today, or the same amount of meat today as I normally do. I wasn't craving it. I wasn't feeling deprived. I still had all the energy that I wanted to have. All those things you'll show yourself as you begin to remove it little by little and demonstrate to yourself that you are fine without it.
Great. Okay. The next general category that I want your input about is my romantic life. I am actually a widower, and my partner passed away 25 years ago, and there's still some pain of dealing with that, but I know he's always with me, and I think at some point, maybe at this point, I do want someone else to share my life with.
Yes.
Is there any advice or wisdom that you can give me to help move more toward that vibration?
Well, when you're ready for something like that, you just know that you are. You're just getting the feeling, and it's a psychic, intuitive hit as well that says, this is coming. I feel ready for it. I know that I'll be open to romance when the opportunity comes my way. A new partner strides into my life. And as you continue to do the work that you are doing on yourself, you know you're putting yourself on that timeline where the coming together, the convergence point is closer and closer to this now moment for you of that relationship coming to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, what you just described there is kind of where I feel like I'm in the ballpark of, so I feel
Good.
I'm very close to that vibration that you're describing.
Yes.
Yeah. The next category that I have is relationships with my immediate family. It's improved drastically recently, but it's still not it's still one of the lowest scoring areas of my life, but it's improved drastically. Is there any thoughts or wisdom you can tell me to how to increase my vibration in that category?
Well, recognize that you all are exactly who you incarnated to be, and you're challenging them, they're challenging you in exactly the ways that you wanted to be challenged. But at the soul level, there's nothing but unconditional love there, and that is the level of consciousness you want to be operating from.
Yeah, that makes
Soul's
sense.
Consciousness.
That makes sense, and I'm there intellectually, but when you have family that, quite frankly, are demanding and low vibrating, it's sometimes hard to get to that higher consciousness of understanding.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's
Indeed, yes.
It's
You have to rise above it,
Yeah.
and be the bigger person, and know that as you see them as the love that they truly are, they can transform right in front of your eyes. But if you let them suck you into the version of themselves that they're pretending to be in that moment, then you'll have an interaction at that level of consciousness.
Yeah, and family know how to push your individual buttons. So,
Indeed.
yeah, they're very challenging to deal with sometimes.
Yes. So you have to do the work before your next interaction of seeing them as the source energy beings that they truly are, and practice holding them in that light in your mind's eye before the coming together in the physical occurs.
That's actually a very good point, and I never thought about it. When it comes to my family, it's normally like, don't think about them until you have to be there with them, then you deal with that situation. But you're right in that, like everything, you can mentally prep yourself to be in optimum space so that when you do meet them in the future, you're just at a better mindset because you know what you're going to deal with.
Yes, indeed.
The next category for your getting your advice is relationship with my current group of friends, which again, as I said, is really kind of growing into a new area because I'm meeting a lot of folks that are really spiritually evolved and really wanting to help humanity.
Yes.
So any comments on developing relationships with current groups of friends?
Well, what do you mean by developing?
Maybe meeting, maybe growing more open to socializing.
Are you saying that you're not open to socializing?
I definitely have a previous history of being not that social, just kind of being introverted. So there's been a big change in me, and I've been, as I'm doing this work, I've been feeling more comfortable just being myself and getting out and meeting people. But yeah, I would say for the first part of my life, I wasn't shy, but I was not very sociable.
All right, so these are different people than the ones you were mixing it up with in that earlier part of your life. These are more sensitive people. These are people you have more in common with. These are people who feel like they're in the same boat as you are. And so you have to train yourself to see them differently than the people that were available to you before you started to harmonize more with those who are of a like vibration to you. So just reminding yourself of those things will help you to ease your anxiety or fear around coming together and socializing with them.
Good point. The next category I'd like to talk about is in terms of my tank of energy, of feeling empty or full. I gotta say again, as I've learned more about spirituality, the crystalline body, I actually kind of feel like my energy is on the way up. My tank has become fuller, and I have more energy. I have more joy, and more life vitality. Can you comment on that?
Well, it's to be expected that the energy that you have is reflective of the vibration that you're holding. And as you continue to offer a higher vibration, you'll find that you need less and less sleep, less and less food. You'll find that activity actually invigorates you and doesn't tire you out because it's activity taken from that place of being in the flow.
Definitely. My next category is what a lot of humans on Earth worry about, and it's our financial condition.
Yes.
Ironically, this is actually again another area of my life that has skyrocketed and is performing much better than previously. And I think it's kind of due to the law of attraction, that when you read about the law of attraction of putting out a high vibration, you attract high vibration. And when you don't put out the vibration of not having finances, which I think a lot of people do, and that's what prevents finances from getting to you. I think that I really shot out happy finance vibrations, and the fears that I had
previously on my finances, which went down, and currently my financial condition has never been better than my entire life. Can you comment on that?
Well, of course, the better you are doing financially, the easier it is for you then to increase the amount that is coming in, because you begin expecting it. It follows your vibration, it follows your thoughts, and obviously also follows your beliefs about it. So as you notice these things, you can develop a powerful, good feeling belief that says, I am a money magnet. I am making more and more all the time. I acknowledge that within myself, and I see how the more I'm focusing on abundance, the more abundance I'm getting. And so I'm going to continue doing that and continue reaping the benefits of it.
Yeah, that sounds exactly kind of like what I'm feeling I'm doing right now. I can tell you there's a drastic difference that I used to have a lot of fear of finances, a lot of fear of just fear, and I think that really weighed me down. And when I just didn't think about it and decrease that lack of finance vibration, that's when my finances shot up.
Very good.
Yeah. The next category that I like to address is my career or my focus, which again, at this point, I'm retired, so my career or focus really is to help humanity raise to the fourth density. That's just kind of like what I want to be doing. And I just feel like that's my calling right now.
Yes.
It's pretty
and
obvious.
You can do that in any of the ways you want to, all of the ways that are available to you. You can decide how you want to approach that topic of helping humanity to raise its level of consciousness to fourth density. That's entirely up to you. You can do it on a volunteer basis for free. You can charge people for services. If you're going to interact with them and offer them something, you can receive something in exchange for that offering and still be one who is choosing to work in a particular way. So absolutely, whatever you want to do with that, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that actually triggers a interesting concept in me, in that I know that you need to exchange energy in order for things to optimally happen. So I know that when I'm helping people, I should be charging them. There should be an energy exchange, but I actually don't want to charge anyone, because I feel like I've worked my life and achieved my financial independence so that I don't have to charge people.
Good.
Yeah. So what other ways can we exchange energy besides exchanging money?
Well, trades, if that person's a massage therapist, or if that person's a chef, or if that person's a mechanic or a house cleaner or whatever, they can offer what they do to you in exchange for what you do for them.
Yeah. Is it true that there should be an exchange of energy or resources?
No, there's no should. However, one way of looking at it is the person who is receiving may want to reciprocate, and they may feel better about receiving from you and therefore receive more of it if there is an energy exchange. In other words, if they're more invested in it, then they're going to get more out of it. They're going to be more present for what you're doing and what you're offering them than if you're just giving it to them for free. Then they may think, well, there's not much value to this, so I don't really have to give it much attention.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Another thing that comes to mind is that another channeler told me that me giving to someone else is actually allowing them to give to me.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it, and just keeping it, the energy going back and forth, is that you have to give to each other, and you are them and they are you, so you gotta.
Right. You can also look at it in a pay it forward type of way, where you tell them just pay it forward, or you see that when you're putting energy out, then you are going to get energy back, even if it's not a direct exchange with that person. So it doesn't have to be in that old traditional model of, I do this for you, but you have to do this for me in exchange. But rather you expect that someone else will be paying something forward to you as you put out there into the universe that good feeling energy that then must come back to you.
Makes sense. The next category that I think humans should look at is how to follow our passion and interests. Now, for me, again, at this phase of my life, it really is about this learning of esoteric knowledge and helping to teach it and helping humanity to raise to the fourth density. That seems to be really where my passion and interest is.
Good.
Yeah, that's just like really, really clear for me. So I just feel,
yes,
yeah, that's where I'm at.
Good.
The next category is intellect. Is there anything I can do to help my human mind absorb and understand information better, or process information better?
You will only focus on information that's interesting to you in the first place. Because anything that's uninteresting to you, you will have a hard time absorbing or remembering. But when you're interested in something, it will spark something within you. It will resonate so much that you will remember that information. You will be able to build upon it, and you'll be able to create wisdom from it. Knowledge can become wisdom when knowledge is put into action, and knowledge that you're going to remember is more likely to be put into some sort of action. So that's why you should always move in the direction of what interests you the most.
Makes sense. The next category is personal disposition, overall mood, and for me, it hasn't always been this way. Right now, I'm just very happy. When I set my intentions for the day, that's the first thing that pops up, is just be happy.
Yes.
Yeah, so I that's just kind of where I'm feeling that I'm at. Yeah, and I'm sensing that you sense that too, right? Yeah, I mean, that's just clearly yeah, I'm kind of where I'm at. And then the next category is just my spiritual achievement. Again, this is kind of my interest, my passion, and I feel like I'm really ascending. I'm taking a great leap of spiritual achievement and development, especially recently. It's gone from like a steady slope to an astronomical rise. It's just really, really blooming recently.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Because you're putting your attention on something that stimulates your mind and your heart at the same time, you will continue to find that you can expand beyond where you've ever been before, and that there's no limit to how far you can go with that.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. The last category that I'd like to discuss is just my overall satisfaction with my life, and
yes,
it really feels like I'm at a new phase, and I'm happy. I feel like this new phase is kicking in, and I feel like it's part of my life plan and everything coming together, and I actually have hope and foresight that this is actually going to be the best phase of my life.
Indeed.
Yeah.
For all of humanity.
Yeah.
This next phase is the best for all of humankind that is to come. And so you're being a part of that consciously gives you the additional satisfaction of knowing that you are helping to bring about this galactic age that humanity is stepping into and the completion of the shift in consciousness that will follow.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, I guess my last question is like, is there, knowing what I just covered, are there any last tips or advice that you can give me for my human development and progress at this particular time and place that I'm in?
Keep listening to your heart. Keep allowing those downloads, upgrades, and activations in. Trust that you're always being led to the right teacher, the right teaching, the right moment, the right interaction that's going to take you even further. And notice the synchronicities. Notice the ways that you're being pointed in the right direction and the intuitive hits, the things that you're getting from within you as well, that will continue to guide you. And just enjoy the ride as you have been, and keep laughing, keep smiling, keep looking for those opportunities to share that joy and that love that's inside of you. And you'll be one of the leaders of this movement of humanity's consciousness expansion, even if you do so without receiving a lot of praise for it or a lot of attention coming your way because of it.
Excellent. That sounds great. Thank you again for this opportunity and all of your wisdom and time.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It is our pleasure. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.